All right, everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So just finished uploading my channel update, which should have hopefully more pertinent information regarding this. But as I mentioned in the video, I am going to attempt to start messing around with live streams for the channel, especially for the read-through videos. This is probably going to be more so for things like Shonen Jump reaction stuff. Especially, but I thought I'd try it out on the read-throughs because I know a few of the subscribers and people I know definitely wanted me to try to do more live streams just so they could interact with the content a little bit more. So it is the first test. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it is successful or if it's going to need some tweakings or if it's just going to be a complete and utter failure and the idea will be scrapped forever. But let's see how it goes before we dive into anything. So we're going to dive into Lazarus pretty quickly here with the next, I think, arc, I want to say, which is going to be called Lift, supposedly. So since we're doing a new format and everything, I'm going to try to get through the first 4 chapters of Lift, which hopefully will get us close to an hour or thereof. So yeah, we'll see how this all goes. Justine, what's up? Nice to see you here. So I'll also try my best to keep an eye on the chat in case anyone's dropping comments or wants to say something. But I'm not going to try flipping back and forth too much because I want to do the read through mostly. But like I said, we'll see how it goes. So without further ado, let's dive into Lazarus Lift Chapter 1. As we have Southern Sierra Nevada's facility, Compound Sequoia, Family Carlisle. And you see, I'm trying to remember. As you see Papa Carlisle being flanked by James with this wooden box he's carrying. As you have Population Family 2, 1 permanent, Population Surf 32. And he goes, when was the last time I saw her, James? And he goes, on her birthday, Mr. Carlisle. So just over 5 months ago. And you see them coming up to this heavily armored area with 2 guards standing by, going Laboratory Kappa, restricted area, unauthorized access forbidden. And you have the doors opening as it does a little eye scan on both James and Carlisle as they go, then this should be a pleasant surprise. And James is like, I'm sure it will. And as the doors open, he goes, forever. Like, there's someone here to see you. You see adorable baby Forever. She's dropping her little practice sword. She goes, Daddy! And she runs towards him and goes and gives Carlisle a big hug. And she's like, I'm so happy to see you. No one told me you were coming. And Carlisle just looks down at her and goes, and is this the proper way to greet your father? And she's taken aback. She looks down. She goes, no, sir. Sorry, sir. It's a pleasure to see you again, Father. She kind of puts her hands behind her back and takes a pose. And he goes, a pleasure to see you too, Forever. And he goes, Marisol, if you please. And he hands the box over to her instructor. And she goes, certainly, sir. And she opens it up. And you see the black-hilted, serrated blade the Forever's using inside on this nice cushioning. As he goes, do you know what this is, Forever? And she goes, yes, sir. That's my sword, sir. The one you promised me. And he goes, no. This is the family sword. The one you must earn, as I told you. Do you think you're ready to carry it? And she goes, I am, sir. And he goes, prove it to me. And you see her taking the blade and crossing blades with Marisol, as Marisol's just kind of pushing her back as Forever goes to defend. Then Marisol kicks her down as Forever goes into a spin, picks up her sword, turns around. As Marisol swings down, she flips over the sword and tries to attack her from behind. And Marisol just goes up to block it. And then slams her with the butt of the sword across the jaw and sends her flying back with blood spraying. Grabs the blade and points it Forever as she's down. And Carlisle goes, I'm disappointed in you, Forever. I expected better. Now she's wiping her mouth. She's like, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. And he goes, I think we both know your apology is meaningless. Our enemies would not hear it because you would be dead. Your mother and I and your siblings would not hear it because we would likely be dead too. You're not ready to wear the sword. I wonder, in fact, if you should be allowed to wear the name Carlisle at all. The next time I visit, you will defeat Marisol. or you'll no longer be permitted to call yourself my daughter. Oh, man, what an asshole. He grabs the sword and walks away, and Forever just looks very downtrodden and sad that she's disappointed him. As you have Stanford University, family Carlisle, population serf 19,793. And you have, I'm sorry, what did you say? And you see Forever going, Miss Rosales, Caddy, I said about your father, about Samuel Rosales. I'm very sorry. And Caddy goes, is that a condolence or an apology, Miss Carlisle? Forever's like, I don't know. Both. It's both. And Rosales goes, you tracked me down here, and you come and you say you're sorry. Sorry that my father is dead. Sorry that you executed him. So that means you know he was an innocent. That all of us at Harvest One were innocent. That we'd never dare betray you, your family. Well, I just want to thank you for coming to say that, Miss Carlisle. You have no idea what it means to me to hear your apology to... And you see a beep beep as Forever picks up her phone and goes, excuse me, I have to take this. And as she turns so he can see Rosales is less than impressed at Forever, ignoring her acceptance of the apology, I guess. As Forever goes, have the imagery uploaded to the center and send a Dagger team to secure the site. On my orders, they're not to engage unless fired upon. I'll be there as soon as I can. And she turns back and goes, have to go, as she walks out of the room. And you have Mississippi River, West Bank, family Carlisle, population 8 permanent, population serf 16, Dagger Team 8 temporary deployment. And you see a bunch of soldiers all walking along this riverbank, and a helicopter is kind of hovering nearby. Oh, it's coming down for landing, so it comes to drop off Forever. And you have one of the sergeants coming up and going, Commander, good to see you again. Forever goes, Sergeant, you confirmed it's him? And she goes, we matched part numbers on the starboard thruster and dorsal port stabilizer. They matched the dragon your brother stole from the Palisades residence 4 days ago. Best I can tell, he ditched on this side of the river, then blew it all to bits. And Forever goes to examine the wreckage. He goes, do we know if he crossed or not? And the sergeant goes, definitively, no, Commander. But I'm thinking the odds are pretty good. Boy, and you see on the other side, they've got like those war little barricades and like the barbed wire going between it to kind of block off access. As someone calls up from the other side, hey, Sweetmeat, you lose something? Forever kind of takes off her glasses. She's smirking. He's like, you mean like a war? No, we won. And you hear the soldiers on the other side call him back. How's the food over there in the land of Bittner and Hawk, by the way? You all have full bellies, do you? And you hear someone go, fuck you, bitch. It's like, you come over here, I'll give you something to eat. And you see Forever going, rape threat. That didn't take them long, did it, Sergeant? Sergeant's like, no, Commander, it surely did not. She goes, permission to kill the sons of bitches? And Forever's like, denied. I've seen all I need to see. And you see a crack, and Forever stumbles forward, and you see a blood spurt coming out of her back. And you see Sergeant go, Daggers, weapons free. And Forever's like, hold fire. It's like, Dagger will hold fire. Ooh, and you see Forever's got like a bullet wound coming out the front of her chest. As she goes, looks back and goes, one of you just shot me in the back. One of you was just very fucking stupid. Severa Bittner and Old Man Hawk have an armistice with my family. If the person who shot me did so under orders, that means the armistice is broken and we are now at war. But if the shit-stained coward who shot me in the back acted against orders, Carlisle will be satisfied by seeing the soldier in question punished. And we see the soldiers on the other side staring at each other. As Carlisle just glares and goes, and we will consider the matter settled. And you see one of the guys on the other side with his orange cap flipped backwards going, guys, come on. You see the other soldiers turning on him. He goes, don't do it, don't. One of you, and you see crack, crack, crack. As I assume that's the gunfire as they shoot him down. And Forever turns away and goes, I think we're done here, Sergeant. We have Montana, Muscle Cell, CDP, Family Carlisle, Population Family 0, Population Surf 0, Population Waste 17. And you see this little barn, this little shack in the middle of nowhere. Someone comes in riding a horse, and you hear, still rising? It's like 2 feet in the last hour. Dad and Leigh are still with the Solomons. Taylor and Gomez came by. They're already heading for higher ground. The river could break its banks by morning. And you hear, you want me to go give him a hand? He's like, God, I don't know. It'll be dark soon, Michael. It's going to get even more dangerous. Did you check the post? Did we get a response from Monroe? Excuse me. Yeah, it's just been the normal feed, Mom. We're going to lose everything, aren't we? The mother goes, not for lack of fights, son. She goes, get Zoot fed and dry. I'm going to check the post again, okay? And Michael's like, okay. I think it's Michael, yeah. And the mother goes, you know they're not going to help us. She goes, maybe not, maybe so. Guess it depends on if they see a profit in it. And you see Dadit, as computer has one message. Dadit, one message. Dadit, one message. And you see the mother coming in as she's taking off her hat and jacket and everything. She goes to the computer and goes, play message. And you see, hey, Bobby, the amendment to your land use agreement's been processed. So you and Joe are in the queue for support. Well, we've got flooding throughout the region. Soon as I can get a heavy down your way will be Friday. Wish I had better news for you. You and Joe and the kids, you all stay dry. Bobby goes, call, regional administrator. And you have reached the office of Administrator Duncan Monroe. No one is able to take your call. Leave a message and your inquiry will be in the order received. You have Bobby going, it's Bobby Barrett and Muscle Shell. God damn you, Duncan. We need that heavy down here tonight. You understand me? Gomez and Taylor have already lost their fields. The river breaks its banks here. We're going to lose everything. You've processed the fucking contract. You know we're good for it. Just give us what we've paid for, Duncan, please. This is all we have. You see South Central Los Angeles. Family Carlisle, population 2, 1 permanent. Population serve, 322,315. Population waste, 2,874,500 estimated. And you see in other slum little areas, you see construction vehicles in the back. And you see a bunch of people corralled into this area with soldiers surrounding them in a perimeter. As you have waiting all day for your patience. Please have your ID and LRP ready. Now 37 menials already, hoping to move up. Looking for 6 people with confirmed points and working with concrete. And you're no, power can wait. I want water running again, and I want the sewage situation under control. How we've added a cholera epidemic, I don't even want to guess. Running water, working sanitation by the end of the week, Thomas. We'll need more manpower to do it, Miss Carlisle. You go, take a look outside. They're lined up for more than a mile. As Forever walks in, you have, hey, there you are. I was starting to worry something had happened to you. And Forever's like, no, I'm fine, Joe. Oh, God, I hate her so much already. And you have Joe going, oh, that doesn't look like fine. Dare I ask what happened to the other guy or where you were? She kind of just pulls Carlisle's jacket open, or Forever's jacket open so she can see the bullet wound. Forever's like, we located the dragon that Jonas stole when he fled. He ditched it on our side of Bittner Hawk. Joe's like, I can't believe you'd go to either of them. And Forever's like, I'm not sure he did, but it's how it looks. And you see Joe kind of trying to look off and play the victim. She's like, oh. And Forever's kind of sad looking at her as Joe's like, well, I'm glad you're back safe. Hey, take a look at this. It's like, it's still a mess, but the reconstruction is already underway. There's a fuck ton still to do, but it's a good start. And you see those little 3D blue modeling map of what I assume is the city as they're getting the construction underway. And Forever's like, I'm impressed. And Joel's like, not bad for the Wastrel sister, huh? And Forever's like, I never called you that. And Joel's like, no, but you thought it, and Father still does. That's why he's got you babysitting me, isn't it? He thinks I was in on it with Jonah. He doesn't trust me. Forever's like, Father doesn't tell me what he thinks, Joe. But if you want his trust back, you're on the right track. He'll be happy to see that you're taking responsibility for your domain. He's like, come on. And Joe and Forever walk off. As you have later that night, facility, Twins Palisades, residence, population family 2. I'll take you back to the residence. And you see later that night, Forever kind of lying in bed, awake, unable to get to sleep. And she kind of pulls up her phone, looks at the email message that Jonah sent her of, he's not your father, and this is not your family. And then we switch scenes back to Bobby, and she goes, you got the first aid kit? Michael's like, yes, Mom. Bobby's like, make sure you get the blankets, the wool ones. He's like, already got them. And you see someone rushing and going, we've got to go now. Michael, you and Lay open the barn, get the horses, and turn the animals loose. And you see Michael running outside to get it done. As the man asks, you hear from Monroe? Bobby goes, he says we'll have a heavy for sandbagging by Friday. The guy goes, all the books. And you have Bobby going to clear the lowest shelves. There just wasn't time, Joe. And you see Joe kind of looking sad at the fact he's probably going to lose the books. As he goes, we're going for the high ground. Try to wait it out. And you see them. And you see on the next page, the Dedit, as they come back the next morning, and the house is just completely collapsed around itself. Well, there's only one wall standing. Rubble everywhere. As the computer's just pinging with a Dedit. Or one message. So Bobby kind of just goes up as Joe's kind of just rooting through the destroyed books in the house. And you hear, Bobby, got good news for you. Got a heavy freed up and headed your way. Should be there by morning. Man. So we get to end of Lift Chapter 1. And we get to Lift Chapter 2. And we have, when's he coming back? Like Marisol, he tells me as much about his schedule as he does you. If I had to guess, I'd say you've got another month, maybe 2. And you see her back to Baby Forever. She's getting her checkup and tests in the doctor's office. And you see, you don't think Eve will be ready? It's like, I don't know. I really don't. Her physical development is almost 60% above projection for this stage of growth. And you see her again crossing blades with Marisol as they're dueling again. And you have reaction time, recovery time, speed, strength. She's working better than designed. And you see, next page, she's doing like Tai Chi motions with Marisol, doing more training. And you have, oh, trust me, I know that's not what worries me. He's like, so what worries you? It's like, she believed him, James. Eve's convinced her father will disown her if she doesn't defeat me. So that's not going to happen. And you see Southern Sierra Nevada facility, Compound Sequoia, Family Carlisle. As you have, we've seen this kind of thing from him before. We both know Malcolm was just pushing her buttons, Marisol. And you have population, Family 2, 1 permanent, population serve 32. And you have Marisol going, we know that, Eve doesn't. You've seen how hard she's pushing herself. It's no way to treat a child. And you see that Marisol and James are sharing a drink as they're in, I assume, like a break room. And James is like, and if she was a normal child, I'd agree. It's like, how are you feeling? No ill effects from the last round of therapy? And Marisol's like, physically, I feel in my 20s again. It's my head and heart that are weary. And she goes, even I have an 8-mile run in the morning as she head to bed. And she gives him a kiss on the head as she goes, good night, James. He goes, good night, Marisol. Takes his drink and he goes and looks over the compound at the windows. He's kind of staring there, contemplating something. And he looks across to another room where the lights are on. And you have like Rigo, like Regis, Regit, Regimus, Rigidus, Regunt, Custodio, Custodis, Custodit. I assume Forever's practicing some kind of Latin. You see her doing push-ups with just her thumbs, which, it's just painful. Me just watching it is just kind of like, ugh. And he continues, Custodimus, Custodidus. And he's like, hello, James. As James comes in, and he's like, Forever? Why aren't you in bed? And Forever's like, I was studying my Latin, of course. I always got it. And he's like, oh, Latin, is it? Right, smart girl. But how about you conjugate the verb to sleep? And Forever's like dormire, to sleep. Fourth form. Dormo, dormis, dormit, dormimus, dormitus, dormiat. And she's getting climbing back to bed. James is like, okay, enough. Time to rest, young lady. And she's looking at a portrait of the family all together. And she goes, why don't they ever visit me, James? Father is the only one who visits, and sometimes Bethany. I can't remember ever meeting the twins or Stephen or Mother. Is it because I'm not good enough? Oh, she's so adorable. She's hugging this little purple bear to her chest. And James is like, no, they're just very busy, Eve. It's a big domain, and running it is a big responsibility. When you're older, it'll be your responsibility too. Now close your eyes. And we get back to the present. We have facility, Twins, Palisades, residence, population, family 2. He's like, get some sleep. And you see Forever kind of going zzz, as the alarm goes off. She's snapped, jolted out of her reverie. She wakes up, and you see her going and making her drinks and popping all the pills that she needs in the bath. And oh man, just taking a moment to appreciate Forever's abs, which look so damn good. She could just smother me with those things. And you see her again, kind of looking at the phone with the message of, he is not your father. This is not your family. And she looks at the mirror there and goes, whoever you are, you're wrong. You're wrong. So we have South Central Los Angeles. Population served 322,315. Population waste 2,874,500 estimated. And you have approvals may proceed to your assignments in an orderly fashion. Any disruptions will be dealt, and you have need 2 with 45 points or more in welding. Where's the crew from the post? And you see Joe's back to work again, and some more people are reporting. Some of our subordinates are reporting in. And you have shooting B-roll now, Miss Carlisle. And she's like, we're going to do it in here? And he goes, we thought outside would be the better visual. Hair and makeup are ready whenever you are. And will your sister be joining you? And you see Joe going, no, our father doesn't like Forever's picture to be broadcast. Isn't that right? Forever's like, that's right. And Joe's like, I think it's a stupid rule. Makes it seem like you're not family. I'm really, really hating how Joe's just kind of trying to manipulate Forever like this. Oh. Joe's like, you are sticking around though, right? Forever's like, thought I'd take a look at the security. And Joe's like, well, don't go far, okay? I feel safer when you're nearby. Oh my god, I hate her so much. I think after the chapter I'll kind of get to the comments to see if anyone's posted something to respond to. Apologize for not doing it often enough on this. And you see Forever kind of doing a lap around the compound, and she's going and talking to some of the construction workers and making some inquiries, and she sees some soldiers pointing out to something. And she goes into the construction compound. You see men welding away. And she's walking around some of the offices, and she looks at these ones that look like these giant cubes with a little keypad on the outside. And she notices that one of them has a lock on it. She kind of suspiciously looks at it, and she takes her glasses off. And you have Montana, Muscle Shell CDP, Family Carlisle. And you have this little Hummer outside of God, why am I forgetting her name? I'd come back to it because for some reason my brain's dying on me. Yeah, but there's good news. I've heard from regional oversight, and the family is willing to provide assistance. We can have supplies rolling in by Monday, everything from raw material to construction help. And you hear that's very generous of them. And did regional oversight happen to say how much this help is going to cost, Duncan? And you have Duncan going, land use agreements will be modified accordingly, Bobby. Bobby, that's it. You're looking at anywhere from a 10 to 20% increase to your annual assessment. Jeez. Oh, man. And Joe's like, Duncan, and Bobby's like, are you fucking kidding? They already take half, Duncan. Maybe you haven't noticed. There's nothing left to give them. Duncan's like, Bobby, believe me, I understand. Bobby's like, we're already in debt because of that damn heavy. How are we supposed to live with that tax? How are we supposed to feed our children? We take this. It's not just us to carry it. The kids will be paying it off to the grave. And Joe's like, I know, Bobby. He's like, Yeah, she's kind of looking sad, like Bobby. Joe's trying to comfort her. She's like, they're crushing us, Joe. They're killing us. And you see, as she's walking away, Joe goes, can you give us a little time to discuss our options? Duncan's like, I can come back tomorrow. And you see Michael and two other kids off to the side, one sitting on a fence watching what's going on. So Michael's like, I can't tell what's going on. And one of them wearing a poncho goes, your eyes are just getting worse and worse, Mike. He's like, as long as I can still see you, Casey, I'm happy. And the other one goes, you two want to be alone? Go make out in what's left of the barn, maybe? Not like there's a situation here or anything. Mike's like, hey, Lay, how about you shut up? Lay's like, hey, Mike, how about you make me? And you have Casey going, my granddad says we'll have to move to a city if we can't rebuild. Maybe Boise, maybe further west. We'll be city waste. And Michael's like, you can't leave. You can't leave. You leave, you lose your land. Casey walks away, he's like, I know. And Lay's like, asshole, go after her. Blind in more ways than one. And you see Lay walking off as Mike goes to comfort Casey. You see Lay walking up to the adults as they're having a conversation. And you have already talked to Gomez about it. If we link our lots, it'll cut the assessment. It's like, we're too far out, Mel. It's not an option for us. So I'm sorry, Bobby. We've got to take care of our own. And Joe's like, you're in with this, Dennis? And he goes, I got to do what's best for Casey, Joe. I got to think about my granddaughter. I don't have many years left. And he's like, no, I understand you. Do what you got to do. And you see Lay coming up to the computer. She goes, search Denver, lift section. And she's going, Mom, hey, Mom. And you see Mountain Region lift section announced March 20th to 23rd. Carlisle lift section comes to the Mountain Region under the auspices of Regional Director Stephen Carlisle, eldest son of Malcolm Carlisle. All citizens in good standing are invited to submit for evaluation and testing at no charge. And you see Lay calling out to Bobby going, have you seen the post? And you see, boy, later that night, he's like, I'm hungry. He's like, you guys maybe want to do a trade? It's like, the family provides food for all documented residents of the domain. You see a woman in a dress outside the Carlisle compound talking to these two soldiers. As she goes, if you've been chipped, if you're in the LRP, I stood in line for 16 hours today to get a job. Never made it to the front of the line. I'm clean, you can check. I just got screened. Just for some food, a couple of bottles of water. Ugh. You see the soldiers exchanging a glance as they go, both of us. And she's like, not together and not out here. Undercover, okay? And you see the soldiers coming out to escort her in. As you have, is this the three kids? You got three of them, three more hiding off to the side behind the fence as the other one's distracting the guards. As you go, 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 as they cut a hole in the fence and run inside the compound. And you have, this is the one, as they come upon the Carlisle family box. And you have, Emma will have the guards busy for a while. Dose, get a hand truck. It's like, Bit, start working on the logs. I'll keep watch. Poor little shits. You see Forever just sitting cross-legged on top of the box, watching this all go down. As you have Keypad greasing the hinges. It's got it covered. It's a beginning hack. And you see Forever's vision kind of changing to, I want to say heat vision, kind of like the Predator. You see like red and orange hues, but she has like crystal clear, almost night vision as she's watching the movie. I'm almost there. It's like, that's it, done. Cut the lock. It's like just 2 acetylene canisters. Don't touch nothing else. And you see, we don't want them knowing it's gone. It's like, yeah, but they'll see the lock was cut, Angel. So they take it with us. It looked like someone just forgot to lock it. We got to move, Bit. Emma will be fine, I promise. And you see them taking 2 acetylene tanks and walking out. And Forever's just kind of watching them and making a move and just tracing them. And you see that Emma's offering like sexual services as one of the guards go into town. He's like, how's that for dinner? It's like, all right, man, enough. Let me have a go. And you see someone coming in going, get off of her now. Soldier's like, who the fuck? And you see Forever just grabbing him, pulling him back and get off of her. Yeah, Commander, it's not what you think. We were on post, and this waste just. God, I love Forever so much. And she goes, "Shut up. Do not speak. You've already done for dereliction. You say another fucking word, it's insubordination as well." And she goes, "This is how you represent my family? I should take your heads and see each of your family sent down." And she grabs Emma by the arm, and Emma's like, "Let go, let me go. I didn't do nothing." And she's like, "Emma, it's Emma, right? I know what Bitten Angel and Dose did. I know what they stole. You're going to tell me where they took it and what they plan to do with it." And you see on the next page, "It's 500 miles from here to Denver, Joe. You're sure you want to do this? It's not like we've much choice, Duncan. And you understand you do this, everything reverts to the family. Anything you leave behind, the land, all of it goes back to Carlisle. And they're welcome to it as long as it balances the books. You sign off, it'll all be settled. You'll own nothing, and you'll have nothing but what you carry. You understand what you're getting into?" You see Michael in the background hitching up. Man, you see them hitching up the horses to like the back of a truck. That's when it's kind of sectioned off with just the wheels on it to act like a wagon. You see him loading it up with boxes. Joe's like, "We do." Duncan goes, "I'm not so sure. It gets rough to the south, not many patrols. There's bandits and worse in the Wyoming scrub, and you'll have to go that route to make it to Denver in time. Even supposing you get there, there's almost no chance you'll be selected. Hate to say it, but you're too old. Family won't take you, even with your skills." Bobby's like, "Not us, Duncan. The kids. And you have gonna need both your signatures. I've cleared you and your family for travel. Afraid you have to be off the land in the next hour." And you see them kind of signing off as Bobby hands it back and goes, "Take care of yourself, Duncan." And he goes, "You too, Bobby." And you see Joe going, "Riders coming in. It's Dennis and his granddaughter." And you see Dennis coming up and goes, "Thank God, I was afraid I'd miss you." Joe's like, "Just in time. Yeah, came to say goodbyes." And Duncan's like, when Dennis goes, "I need a favor from you, Joe. I want you to take my granddaughter with you. I'm going in with Taylor and Gomez. There's no future for her in that, only debt. But maybe with you, maybe she's got a future." And you see, it's going to make me tear up here as Dennis kind of kisses granddaughter goodbye and gives her a forehead kiss. He goes, "You take good care of my girl. Bobby and Joe are like my own." And you see them Joe going 15 days and 500 miles. Time to get started. And they start walking off as they're getting onto it. Yeah, agree with Mystic that it's definitely important, I think, to see how the Carlisles are affecting, I don't want to say the common folk, but, just the average people that are trying to make a living on Carlisle land. And, yeah, Bobby's definitely becoming a new favorite character. And I'm definitely getting mixed on Forever because I see how hard she's trying to kind of assume that her family's doing good and doing the best they can and providing what they need to. And you can see how her loyalty to her family's kind of stopping her from fully sympathizing or empathizing with the citizens, trying to do more for them. Because she's kind of settled into this subservient role of, she lives to serve the family. And it really is just kind of heartbreaking all around. So we get to Lift Chapter 3. We get back to Baby Forever again. As we have Southern Sierra Nevada facility, Compound Sequoia, Family Carlisle. And you see one of those sci-fi kind of rigs with Forever wearing the face mask, measure her breathing. And she's got little monitors everywhere to monitor heart rate, pulse, all that stuff. She's doing some fitness tests on the treadmill. Excuse me. As you have Marisol, have you ever been in a war? And you have her and Forever going out for a hike in the woods. As Marisol's I fought in 3 wars, Eve. One of them before I joined your family's service. Then in the Dissolution War and the Bittner Hook conflict. It's were you scared? And Marisol's like, before the fighting, I was scared. Always, maybe surprisingly sometimes after, but never during. That is why we train, Eve. And you see I'm sitting down to a meal. You see Marisol teaching her how to disassemble, put back together, put a gun back together. You see them at a shooting range doing some target practice. The next page, you see them in this nice little gym with this wooden floor, this nice little viewscape of the mountains behind them as they're both sitting cross-legged, facing each other. As Marisol goes, we train to master ourselves in the moment. We train so when the moment comes, we do not hesitate and we do not fear. You see them both eyes closed as they're meditating. And Forever breaks the silence and goes, I'm afraid. Marisol's like, I know you are. You're afraid because it is unknown. You're afraid because it will hurt. But that's the point, Eve. You are a warrior for your family. Pain will always be part of your life. Your ability to endure it, to control it, and to overcome it, that is what will make you great. Pain is temporary. You are strong. Push through it. Remember to breathe. This is harsh. So you see little Forever kind of getting up, taking off her jacket. She extends her arms out and stands in front of the mirror. And you see Marisol kind of readying the stick. She's ready to lay some beatings on Forever to kind of get her used to pain management. That's just heartbreaking. And you see, God, this is just going to make me cry so bad. And you see next page, Marisol's kind of gone and puts the stick back on the weapons rack. And you see Forever kind of just sitting down, knees drawn up, hugging herself. And you see all these vicious scar marks on her back from where Marisol's kind of been beating her. Marisol's like, you did very well. You did great, Forever. And you see as Forever's hugging herself, she's just kind of silently crying. As Marisol kind of comes to give her a hug, and Forever's like, I didn't make a sound. She's like, I know. Forever's like, Marisol, Father ordered me to kill you when we fight. What do I do? And as Forever's trying to wipe away her tears, like Marisol just kind of brings her in for a hug, and she goes, you do as your father orders. Forever's like, Father orders you to kill me. Would you do it? Without a moment's hesitation, Marisol's like, yes. Forever's just looking at her. As she just kind of looks, goes, don't tell him I cried. Marisol's like, I promise. We come back to Forever in the present as you have Facility Twin Palisades, Population Family 2, Population Surf 73. And you have Forever going anything. You see Population Waste 1 as they have Emma in the interrogation room and she's sitting in a chair with her knees drawn up to her chest. And you have, no, Commander. We held off on a full physical exam as you ordered. But there's no chip and nothing in the archive for her sequence. We're still running the biometrics. If she's on camera anywhere in the domain, we'll know in a few more hours. I completed the report as you asked. They hand it to Forever, and she goes, this is very good work. And he's like, thank you. And Forever goes, I'm going to go talk to her. And so she heads into the room, pulls up a seat next to her, and goes, you're not in the system, Emma. There are a couple of possible explanations for this. You could be an illegal from Moray, maybe, or Bittner or Hawk, maybe somewhere else. It could be that you're never chipped, never sequenced. That's unlikely. I could accept one or the other, maybe, but not both. Which leads me to conclude that you intentionally blanked, paid to be erased from the archive, paid to have your chip removed. That makes you either a spy or a terrorist. And I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. I made a trade. It was your soldiers who... And Forever goes, and while you were occupying those soldiers, 3 of your associates robbed my family. It was well done. If I hadn't seen them do it, I might believe the missing items were simply breakage or loss. I just saw a report prepared at my request, Emma. Since Reconstruction began, there have been 7 similar instances of material going missing. Some of that could be just as it appears, loss, not theft. But what makes you worth my time, Emma, is that when I put everything on this list together, I can make a very powerful IED. I can make a bomb. You're going to tell me where I can find your friends. You're going to tell me where I can find the bomb they're making. You see Forever kind of just silently waiting as Emma just looks down and keeps glancing at her. And Emma kind of just keeps glancing at Forever. And she goes, "You don't own me, and you can go fuck yourself." And Forever's like, "As a suspected terrorist, I'm authorized." Emma's like, "I know what you can do to me. You think I don't? I know you can hurt me. I know what you can do. You think you can do worse to me than what's already been done? You think I have anything to lose? There's nothing you can do or take from me that your family doesn't already have." And you see on the next page, Bobby and Co. They're making their way through the family Carlisle Mountain Domain. As they're working their way down the highway, you see them coming to this very western-looking kind of shanty town and making their way through it. You see them camping out at night. You see them getting past the checkpoint with this military vehicle. You see them making their way down this road. And you have Wyoming Badlands, 182 miles northwest of Denver, days until lift selection 8. And you have, what do you think, as they're outside this deserted gas station? I think it's as good a place as any. I think that if there's bandits, it's somewhat defensible. I think we're exhausted. Bobby continues, and I think beggars can't be choosers. Joe's like, "Hell, I knew that. Why else would you have agreed to marry me?" Bobby's like, "Because you've got an ass that doesn't quit." That doesn't quit, Joe Barrett. And he gives her just a fond kiss on the cheek. I love this banter back and forth between them. It's very well done. And Jeff, we'll make camp over there. Casey, Mike, you two tend the horses. Lay, see if you can't find some fuel for a fire. He's like, "I'll take the first watch, Mr. Barrett. I don't mind." It's like, "I've got it, Casey. Thank you. You get some rest." And you see, and we're long past formal. You can call me Joe or you can call me Dad. Bobby and I promised your grandfather we'd treat you as our own, and we're going to keep that. You're family now. Why don't you see if Michael needs a hand with the tent? And you see Bobby kind of just tending to the fire, making them coffee as the kids are kind of putting away stuff and getting the tents and everything set up. And you have Bobby going, "Dad, huh?" And Joe's like, "If she likes." "Not like you're matchmaking or anything." Joe's like, "Not at all. Not that they need it." And you look off in the distance, you see a thunderstorm kind of starting up. And you see later that night, Lay's laid out in the tent reading something as you have, "Feels a little strange is all. For you and me, you mean?" And you see Casey and Casey and Mike making their way into the tent as you have, "Hell no. It's not like we're really related, Mike. It's just I can barely remember my mom and dad. I was real small when they got sick. And you know they'd want what your grandpa wants for you to be happy. Nobody gets to be happy. You gotta earn it." Mike's like, "I don't know. You make me happy, and I don't think I earned it at all." You have Casey going, maybe later I'll give you another chance, see if we can't fix that." And you see Lay just grabbing the lamp and she heads out and is like, "Lay, where are you going?" She's like, "Gonna check the horses. That way you two can get all lovey-dovey in private." And you see as Lay's walking out, Bobby's like, "Lay?" And Lay's like checking the horses. She goes up to the horses like, "How you all doing? Dreaming of sweet clover, maybe for someone to love? I mean, I know it's cute and all, but sometimes," like, "Whoa, Zoot, easy." And you see one of the horses starting to buck. As Lay falls back on, he's like, "Didn't mean to spook you, Dad." He's like, "Dad?" Ugh. And you see a bunch of guys with guns that have snuck up on them and have surrounded Lay. And you hear, "Dad!" It's like, "Grab her!" Oh, God damn it. And you see as Lay's running towards the Joe and Bobby, you see Bob going, "Grab her!" And you see a crack as one of the guys shoots off a shotgun and takes Lay right through the middle. And you see a spurt of blood as she goes, kind of just goes flying. And you see Bobby call out, "Lay!" You see a crack as Joe pulls out his gun and starts shooting back at the bandits. You have, "Motherfucker, fool! It's like, not the women, worth more than the horses." And you see fire on both sides going back and forth as Bobby runs up and goes, "Jesus God, no, Lay!" And you see Mike coming out to see what's happening. You see one of the bandits getting taken to the shoulder as he goes down. And you see, as Joe's also taking a shot in the shoulder. Mike comes up and goes, Dad! And you see Bobby just kind of cradling Lay's. And she goes, oh, baby. He's like, oh, baby, oh, Lay. Oh, God. And you see Lay just kind of crying. She goes, Mom, he's like, it hurts. And you see two of the parents going, there was another one. And she's like, ugh, rifles, like, see you, like, stamp you with lead. You see Bobby's kind of comforting her. She goes, Mama's here. It's like, Mama's here. And you see crack, chack, and another crack. As Casey comes out of the tent and just headshots two of the bandits and takes them down. And you see as Mike's helping Joe to his feet, you have our babies, our baby. They killed our beautiful girl, Joe. Oh, man, that is just gutting me completely. Oh, boy. All right. You see on the next page, Forever's back at the Carlisle compound watching Joe go for a swim. You have someone coming in going, Commander, Sergeant Oroso reporting as ordered. Like, my apologies for being late, ma'am. I didn't get your order until late last night and finding transport. And Eve's like, it's good to see you again, Sergeant. Orioso's like, it's good to see you too, ma'am. And Forever goes, I'm relieving you of your command, Harvest 1. And Orio's like, ma'am, I mean, whatever I did. And she goes, I want you to assume command of the Los Angeles garrison. You'll relocate your family immediately. I'm also promoting you to the rank of captain as befits your new command. And you can see he's taken aback by this. He goes, oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Commander. You see on the next page, like, 2 issues for you to address immediately. The first is the corruption within the Guard Corps. I've seen it everywhere, even witnessed it firsthand last night. I want it stopped. And Orios was like, yes, ma'am. And second, and she goes, there's at least one active terror cell within this domain. I have a member in custody now, but she refuses to talk about their plans. And I have no doubt that they are planning something. And you see Joe's finished her swim, and she's coming in, toweling herself off. She goes, Forever, are you going to introduce me? And you see Captain Orioso, this is my sister Joanna. And you see Orioso going, an honor, Miss Carlisle. And she's like, is it? That's a surprise. It's like, I didn't mean to interrupt. Please continue. And Forever goes, I was just saying that I don't want to use coercion. It's fundamentally unreliable if nothing else. But I don't know how else to get this woman to talk. And you have Joe going, can I try? Of course. You'd be really, really good as trying to manipulate people, right? I will check out, I haven't forgotten about the comments. As soon as I get past this little bit, I'll dive back in, see if anyone has any questions or comments for me to go through. And you see that Emma's kind of laid her head on the table. She's waiting. When Forever comes back in, she goes, wondered when you'd come back. You going to torture me now? And you have Joe coming in and she goes, hello, Emma. Do you know who I am? And Emma's like, you're Joanna Carlisle. She's like, that's right. My sister has told me a lot about you. My sister says you won't help us. And Emma's like, I'd rather die. And Joe's like, no, you wouldn't. No one wants to die. And Emma's like, you have no idea what I want. Joe's like, of course I do, Emma. Don't be silly. You want it to get better. You're very pretty. You know that, I'm sure. I understand you've been trading on that, in fact. Don't get me wrong. You're filthy and those clothes do nothing for you. And your hair is a tragedy, but that's nothing that can't be fixed. How old are you? 20, 22? Emma's like, 19. Like, even better, 19. That's the start of a career. And Joe's like, what do you think, Forever? Start her as a dancer for Trixie or someone else who's on the post? Some voice lessons, some movement lessons. Forever's like, maybe as an actress instead. She definitely knows how to act. Oh boy, and Joe goes, the lead is one of the action adventures, maybe. Of course, we'd have to lift you to surf status first. You and your family, if you have a family. And once you're a surf, well, our family takes very good care of those who have something they can offer. What can you offer, Emma? We switch back to Bobby and Co. the next day. The rain is now coming down heavily. They've built a little grave for Lay with a little cross stuck in it before they depart. And as they're making their way through, you hear, Michael, your dad. It's like, Dad, sorry. And he gets off so that Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Joe's kind of like reeling from his bullet wound. He's almost tipping off the saddle and about to fall off the horse. Michael goes and kind of helps steady him up. He's like, gonna change his bandages. There's a rise up ahead. Good place to take a look around. He's like, be careful. And you see Casey riding off to go stand guard as they're changing his bandages. Mike goes, just sit here for a second, okay, Dad? Think you're still bleeding, maybe. He's like, sorry. He's like, it's okay. He's like, I should have seen it. Bobby goes, I keep thinking how it was Lay's idea to try for lift. This was a bad, and Joe's like, this was a bad idea. And Joe, Mike, come see. In case he comes riding back. Jeff, what is it? He's like, you'll see. He's like, there's no settlements out here. Carlisle has nothing out here. And she's like, just look, Mike. He's like, you ever seen anything like it? There's so many of them, all like us. All of them going to lift. And you see just this caravan of people kind of stretching out on the road, all heading towards the Carlisle Mountain Domain. As we get to end of Lift Chapter 3. Justine, so mixed on her writing or mixed on her as a person. I assume this is about Forever. I think that's more. Forever's writing is really, really well done. Like, I think that's why I'm so mixed on how I feel about her, is because I'm kind of torn between wanting to root for her. The backstory so far is kind of really setting up how much of a victim she has been of, the Carlisle kind of family machination since she was a young kid, and how she's been kind of raised to be their bodyguard soldier, kind of all around her with that. So I'm kind of torn between that because she sympathizes and empathizes with, the normal people that kind of rely on the Carlisle family for protection, status, whatever. So you can see that she kind of sympathizes with them and she wants, what's best for them. But she still is kind of viewing it through the scope of, the family is doing good for them. The family kind of putting their best interests to heart and things like that. So I think that's the part that kind of kills me. It's like, Forever. Like, I really want you to kind of see what's going on and see how you're being manipulated by the family, like how they don't really care for you. And I think that's why I'm kind of mixed with, like, it just tears me apart a little where it's like, all right, she's been indoctrinated for so long that it's kind of, I see how it's hard for her to kind of break out of the brainwashing the Carlisle family has put her through. So I think that's why I'm kind of mixed. I'm just like, I just really want her to kind of break out of this and finally kind of reclaim some independence and agency back to her own life again. But I realize that's going to be a little while before we kind of get to that. But I think that's what's really killing me, being like, I don't want to see her like being the bad guy, even though she is the bad guy. So we'll see like more as more goes on, how I kind of feel about that. But I agree with Mystic. Yes, Forever's backstory is immediately effective. Like, you don't need much to kind of set the background and kind of inform your view on why exactly she is the way she is right now. Like, it's very, very effective storytelling. It hits you where it hurts really, really quickly. The more backstory we get, the more I know my arch is going to get ripped out, and I feel like if we see Forever having to kill, why am I forgetting her name? Her instructor. Brain was farting today. I can't remember anything properly. When we see that thing, that's really going to just tear my heart out. But yeah, let's dive into the last chapter for this read through. Oh man, this is the whole Uncle Sam wants you kind of poster they're making fun of. As you see, are you the one we're looking for? Better yourself, better Carlisle. And you see just this businessman and a scientist and a soldier all kind of looking off the bright tomorrow, sun's rays shining from behind them. Ooh, really, really good propaganda. Oh, Marisol, that was the name, Marisol. We go back to, I assume it's Teenage Forever now. As you have, what level of engagement, Marisol? You have currently 5. And you see Forever what looks like an underground parking garage. She's kind of back to a pillar, gun drawn. She's looking around at these 2 guards standing by in these very conquistador-looking, kind of old Spaniard-looking armor. And you see Forever kind of leaping out, lighting off 2 shots as she guns them down. And you have, but that will escalate to 9 as soon as she's detected. Like, presuming she is detected, you mean? It's like, it's a foregone conclusion, sir. Security deepens the further she progresses. And you see Forever grabbing her sword as she comes up behind another one of the guards and gets ready to take him out. You have Southern Sierra Nevada, facility Compound Sequoia, family Carlisle, population family 3, 2 permanent, population serve 32. And you see, until she's overwhelmed, the object of the exercise is for her to achieve the target objective and then exfil. And you see Malcolm with Marisol watching this. Oh, she's only 10. God damn. Yeah, so it looks like it's her 10th birthday. And they're putting her, is it her 10th? Okay, I'm assuming it's her 10th birthday because you see a little birthday cake with the tenants and presents laid out as they're watching this from the boardroom. And Malcolm, well, she's done this scenario before. And Marisol's like, no, Mr. Carlisle, this was her request, actually, for her birthday. Malcolm's like, that's somewhat surprising, actually. Marisol's like, I'm sorry, sir, is this an official visit? Malcolm's like, you're asking if I expect you to duel today? And Marisol's like, you said the next time you saw her. Malcolm's like, I know what I said, Marisol. Can she beat you? And you see Forever going in, stabbing this woman through the chest, full of armor. She was looking to be training, and you see her just surrounded by soldiers. And you have, no, sir. Malcolm's like, you're not just saying that to buy her more time? And Marisol's like, she's not ready, sir. Malcolm goes, then I'm not here, and you're not to tell her that I was. And he goes, pity. As he takes out a little gift that goes, happy birthday forever, love, father. What an asshole. He puts it down and goes, I should have liked to have been with her today. And you see Marisol looking back as Malcolm heads out, and he goes, I'll be back in 30 days. See that she's ready by then. And you have, yes, sir. And you see, as Marisol looks back at the screen, Forever's just laid waste to a bunch of guards. And you see, like, a group of, like, at least 20, I think, surrounding her. Red laser pointers all over her. I think she puts her hands up to surrender. She's surrendering? Yeah, I don't know. Either that or she's done the mission or she's stepping out or doing something. And you see, next page, they've cut up some cake and are eating it, and you have, but I went for my weapon, then like Marisol taught me, and I know I gotten 3 of them, and then... Excited little kid talking about, like, oh, I did this and then that. Oh, man. And you have chew and swallow forever. It's like, yes, Miss Kwan, but 3 of them, James. And oh my God, is that from Daddy? He's like, it is. He remembered. He remembered my birthday. He remembered. And she's like, did he visit? Was he here? Was he here? If he was here, Marisol's like, no, he's in Sydney. He had it sent by messenger. And you see, as Forever opens it up, it's The Once and Future King by T.H. White, as Marisol continues for your birthday with his love. As we have South Central Los Angeles, population serf 322,315, population waste 2,874,500 estimated. And you see in this junky broken down warehouse, the rest of Emma's crew are doing some hacking into computers. You have just busted through to the incident reports. All I need is 5 more minutes, Dose. Just 5 more minutes. And he goes, nope. No go, Bit. Time to scrub and scoot. Angel wanted us out of here hours ago. And Bit's like, please, Dose. We gotta find out what happened to Emma. And Dose is like, she got scooped or she's laying low, Bit. And either way, that means we're compromised. Bit's like, Emma would never roll on us, Dose. And you see one of the women guards standing guard at one of the doors going, hey, Dose, and you see a bullet comes, takes her out in the head. And there's an explosion at the front door as some of the guards get sent flying. And as they're reeling, you see Carlisle's soldiers coming in, storming the compound, starting to shoot everyone that moved. And you see on the next page, like, Dose! And you see Bit trying to wake up Dose, has been rocked by the blast. And you see one of the soldiers coming down, just slamming her to the ground. It's like, It's like, fuck her. It's like Blue Wolf, all daggers secure. You have motherfuckers, I'll kill you. And you see Secure as they start tying up the ones that are left alive. And you have Secure. He's like, shut up! As one of them slaps Bit on the head and kind of pulls her up into a sitting position. And you see Forever making her way in. And she looks around. And she goes, I see Dose, I see you, I don't see Angel. Forever kind of kneels down and cups Bit's chin, and she goes, where is he, Bit? Where is Angel taking the bomb? Tell me. Emma told us where to find you. She told us everything, Bit. Now it's your turn. And you have Interstate 25, 74 miles north of Denver, days until Selection 4. And you have, I don't know what happened, I don't. We were up by one of those carts being pulled along, one of the food ones, trying to trade for something to eat. And I look away and I look back, and Abby's right in front. And I grab her to get her out of the way, and I felt something. Like something popped in her arm. She started crying, and she hasn't stopped. And you see that Mike, Bobby, and the rest have kind of joined up with the caravan. They're talking to this guy that's sitting there with his daughter's kind of holding her arm as Mike's listening to him and going, yeah, I see. And you have, I'd go to the sisters at the ambulance, but there's a line. It's a real long line. And folks are saying that, some medicine. I've got a knife I can trade her. Mike's like, no, that's not necessary. And he sits down next to him and goes, hey, Abby, my name's Michael. That's my mom riding the horse up front. Her name's Bobby. And that's my dad alongside. His name's Joe. And so he kind of just grabs her arm with both of his. And he goes, I think I know why you're hurting. And I can fix it real quick if you'll let me. And he's here kind of just crying. He's like, okay. And he kind of just grabs her arms up. And I think so she basically looks like it dislocated her shoulder. It looks like he just pops it back in for her. And he's like, ow, ow! And he's like, all done. That feel better? He's like, yeah, it's better. It's like, it's better, Daddy. And she gives him a hug. He's like, I can tell, baby. He's like, thank you. He's like, thank you so much. And you see them just waving as he walks back. Really, really love this group. And Joe tells Mike's like, proud of you. Mike's like, it wasn't anything, just a dislocation, nursemaid's elbow. And you see Casey going, did I miss Dr. Mike seeing another patient? Bobby's like, word spreads. Saw another 4 this morning. I was like, you were gone longer than we thought, Casey. You ran into trouble by the bushes or buses? And Casey's like, I can handle the pimps. Mostly was running messages up and down the line in exchange for clean water. So there is something else, though. Word about Mike has spread up to the rigs. The sisters want to meet him. And you see your bus up at the front with this little Red Cross kind of sign on it. As you have, welcome, please sit. I'm Sister Bernard. You prefer Mike or Michael? You see the sister sitting inside this van with like this high-tech computer screen stuff laid out with this little x-ray of like a human body off to the side. And Mike's like, either is like, you know my name? And you see him peering at the computer as he goes, everyone who enters the rig has their chip scanned and logged. Makes retrieving their medical history, their genetic screen, that much easier. It's very efficient. Mike's like, makes it easier to keep track of everyone too. And Sister Bernard's like, yes, certain concessions had to be made to the family before they allowed us our ministry. I understand you joined the procession only a couple of days ago. You're going to the lift? Mike's like, yeah. And she's like, and there are 5 of you in your group? And he's like, no, 4. And Sister Bernard's like, regional oversight recorded 5 of you setting out from Muscle Shell. And you have Mike kind of going, my sister died in the Badlands. She was murdered. And Sister Bernard's like, I'm sorry, terribly sorry to hear that, Michael. I shall remember her in my prayers. As he kind of just looking off because he doesn't want to talk about it. And he goes, I'm sorry, was there a reason you wanted to see me? And she's like, yes, I've heard that you're practicing medicine. Is that correct? He goes, no, I wouldn't say medicine. It's just basic first aid. Common sense stuff. I've just done more reading than most, I guess, that's all. And she's like, you can read? Self-taught? He's like, my parents taught us. It's like, look, my dad got shot when my sister died. I've been treating him. People saw me tending him after we joined the convoy. They asked if I could take a look at them too. What was I going to say? Was I going to say no? It went from there. I never said I was a doctor. I don't have medicine, don't have bandages. I mean, I'm using honey and garlic and ginger if I could find it. I'm just doing what I can. And she kind of pats him and goes, Michael, you're not in trouble. There's only 4 of us in the rigs, and you saw how long the line is. I could use some help, and I'd be happy to teach you what I can, at least until we reach Denver. Your whole family can ride with us. This is the safest part of the convoy. You can see him adjusting his glasses as he's thinking about this, and he goes, one condition. She's like, what's that? And he goes, I get a new pair of glasses. Shrewd little man. He's got facility, Twin Palisades residence, population family 2, population served 73. And you see Forever kind of just, I assume oiling her sword or just holding it. She's standing at the window looking out at the pool. And you hear her planning to cut someone. Not yourself, I hope. And you see Joe coming up to talk to her. As Forever's like, no, just thinking. It's like, ooh, thinking. Better be careful. That way lies ideas. Forever's like, we can't have that. And Joe's like, sure we can. We just have to be careful who we share them with. Anything you want to share with me? And you see Forever kind of just looking down from her before she goes, Emma gave us good intel. We raided the cell this morning, found evidence of IED construction, some other things. And Joe's like, then she's earned her place as the post's next supervisor. So why don't you look pleased? And you see Forever going, one of the cell was unaccounted for, presumably the one with the device because it wasn't there. We took 2 of them alive, had to interrogate them. Not like with Emma. One of them, you could tell by the way she reacted to the drug. She didn't know anything. The other one, we broke her, Joe. She told us everything. As you just start grip tightening on her sword. As Forever goes, the target is Denver. First thing in the morning, I have to call Father and Stephen and tell them to cancel the lift. Oh. Boy. And you see the next morning as Forever's making a report, Malcolm goes, no, absolutely not. Forever's like, I believe this is a legitimate threat, sir. I believe this individual angel intends to detonate the device in the crowd during lift selection. And he's like, I don't doubt it. Your job, your purpose is to protect the family. Therefore, your job, your purpose is to keep that from happening. Unless you're telling me you cannot. She goes, no, sir, I'm not saying that. There are going to be 100,000 people at this selection, maybe more. That's not even counting domain residents or staff or... Malcolm goes, these sounds remarkably like excuses for failure. Are you now telling me you intend to fail? Forever's like, no, sir. And he goes, then you should be on your way to Denver and not wasting my time. I'll expect to hear from you when you have this terrorist either dead or in custody. And as the transmission dies, you see kind of Forever just kind of hugging herself again as she looks away. And Joe's like, Forever. And she goes, I have to get going. You'll excuse me. And she walks away as Joe's just watching her Joe's watching her go and goes, sure. You see you back with the convoy where Michael's helping out the sisters and goes, good. Now step up the resolution. So the sister's telling him, step up the resolution. You're looking for a subtle change in the gradation. And you see Michael going, and that will be the occlusion. And she's like, it's not necessarily definitive, no, but it would certainly be indicative. And you see outside the convoy, Bobby and Joe are just kind of walking, leading the horses. As Joe asks, how you holding up? Bobby's like, I miss her, Joe. I miss her like I can't breathe. You see them kind of just grabbing each other's hands like, I miss her too, babe. And you see Casey walking back with another group. She goes, it's not much good. It ain't got batteries, man. It's like, I get batteries. You'll consider trading for it. Casey's like, let me think about it. And you see, I assume the pimps riding something called the fuck bus as they go, hey, Red Rider, why don't you come on over here and work for me? Come on, what you got hiding under that poncho? And you can see that Casey's just looking away annoyed. She looks back at him and goes, 4 inches of sharpened steel with your name on it, motherfucker. She just kind of parts the poncho to show him the knife. And I'm waiting for you to give me a reason to use it, you watch it. And you see someone nearby His Whale brothers got knocked over. He's like, shit, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And he's like, got distracted by those assholes at the fuck bus. I'm so sorry. You okay? You all right? She kind of leaps off the horse to go help the guy. I was like, let me help. The guy's like, it's okay, I got it. He's like, here. And she picks up his bag and gives it back to him, or suitcase and gives it back to him. And he's like, I said, I got it. Casey's like, I'm not going to rob you, man. Just trying to make right. The guy goes, it's just all my stuff. Can't be too careful, you know. She goes, no, you cannot. Let's try it again. I'm Casey. I'm real sorry I ran into you like that. He goes, Casey, nice to meet you. I'm Angel. So we get to end of Lift, chapter 4. Ah, boy, all right, so probably going to cut off the stream here. So, whoa, been over an hour now. I think that's a good cutting off point. I'll quickly glance at the comments and give my closing thoughts before I cut this off here. Justine's pointing out that we're about 32 issues right now in the main series, and Rucka said that the story was about 25-30% complete at issue 21. So we have a while to go, I imagine. I'm not going to complain. I mean, as long as Rucka finishes the story on his terms, and like as long as he gets to tell the story he wants and doesn't like unnecessarily drag it out, which I don't think is going to be a big concern, I'm totally fine with that. I feel like even from this, I feel like there's definitely a lot of story that he can tell with this series. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing where it goes from here. And yes, as Mystic commented, like father, like son, he's a sweetheart. Mike really, really is a sweetheart. Love him to bits. He's been a really, really good kid. I'm really hoping that things go good for him from now on, because I don't think I can handle too much heartbreak in a row like that. And then, and Justine commented, I really love that Rucka never tries to write the family as sympathetic. They're big bags of shit at the end of the day. Completely agree. Oh man, like he was really driving home how much the family are just giant manipulative sacks of crap, and I honestly despise all of them. I have a special hatred for Jo because of the whole like kind of nice shtick she's trying to pull, where she's kind of, what is that word? She's like the wolf in sheep's clothing. That's kind of like the word I'm looking for. She's trying to play nice while manipulating events and scenes in the background. And seeing Forever kind of just like fall for that, you know, because she's so yearning for that affection, kind of acceptance from the rest of the family. And Jo preying on that. Oh, I just want to punch her in the face so bad. But quick review here before I'll kind of shut off this with the Lift chapters. So I love how we're kind of like, a lot of the first part was kind of setting up the basic premises of the story, introducing us to the characters and all that. So I love how Lift kind of gave us a little bit of a glimpse into Forever's backstory and kind of, you know, how she became the person she is, and kind of like the what's the word I'm looking for, the events and like the people that kind of shaped the person who she became today. So I'm really loving how you see like how tragic her backstory is and how it's kind of built, how the family's been manipulating her and ingraining certain kind of attitudes and desires in her so far. So that was really heartbreaking by itself. But then I'm so glad we also get to see the other side of that, where we see, you know, the everyday people are just kind of trying to make it work under the Carlisle system and being exploited completely by them. So I really, really love Bobby and her family so far. And it was so heartbreaking to see them try to like struggle to make ends meet and try to do the best they can with what little they got. And then to just kind of one bad event after the other. First with the flooding kind of destroying their house. Then them deciding they have to go try to, go to the whole acceptance thing to try and gain entrance into the new Carlisle, whatchamacallit. I'm sorry, my brain is just kind of fried right now, so I can't think of the proper terms and words. And then, you know, losing Lay, and then kind of finding out like how many people are also trying to strive for the same thing. It's just really, really gutted me really badly. I really hope things do get better for them going forward, but I feel like it's probably going to get worse before they get better. I definitely get the vibe that we're probably going to be seeing them play a more important role in the story. So can't wait to see what shape that's really going to kind of take with everything that's going on. Uh, the ending cliffhanger with Casey meeting up with Angel is kind of like, or I'm like, all right, I know something bad's gonna happen, but don't make it too bad because I can only get so emotional before it just completely destroys me. So I'm hoping it doesn't get too bad. But we'll have to see what that happens. I'll try to get back to another live stream for Lazarus this weekend if I can. I want to try to get to Alita and Vinland Saga before I jump back into this again. So do I like it so far? Yes. Yeah, I think I say at this point, I definitely have started to love it a lot. I think the first part of the read-through I did, it was intriguing, but I don't think it fully hooked me in the first part. But I think with the backstory now, seeing the other cast members being introduced, I think this is definitely the part where it completely hooked me into the story. So I can't wait to see where it's going to go from here. And I'm seeing the second collection where it gets revved up. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I'll be probably catch up to it in the next couple of weeks. So super excited to see where that goes. I'm hoping we get some heartwarming moments before we kind of dive back into the other stuff. So with that said, we'll wrap up the stream here. I want to thank everyone for joining me for the first live stream test. I hope you all enjoyed it, even if it was different from the recorded videos. So if anyone does have any feedback for things you want me to see improving on, like you want me to look at the comments in the chat more when I'm going through the series, if there's something else you want me to do or add, please let me know. I'm always looking for ways to kind of improve the channel and the videos and the content, stuff like that. So yes, thank everyone for dropping by. Until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.